2019 June, a very angry phone call was reached to Microsoft headquarters CEO office. When Nadella picked up the phone, the person who dialed in is actually Bill Gates. They have a very strong disagreement about one person, Sam Altman. The ending result is this CEO chose to collaborate with him without approval of the creator of the company, Bill Gates. And Sam Altman's influence not just stopped there. It even caused Elon Musk and Larry Page, the founder of Google, from best friend and bar buddy, to never spoke another word ever again. Both OpenAI and Sam Altman have this dual character. Lots of people admire them and lots of people criticize them. When the emotion is in high rise, there's more and more insider information is leaked. From this secret history, on the smaller scale, we can tell Sam Altman's personal philosophy and what's his point of view of AI. In the bigger scale, this is literally a big Game of Thrones among Silicon Valley's entrepreneurs, top scientists, and venture capitalists. And you can already tell how people balance moral and their own benefits. In 2013, when Sam Altman is hiking with his friend around Silicon Valley, they mentioned one of the technology was just published called AlexNet. This AI technology was invented by Professor Jeffrey Hinton. Basically, it means computer can recognize image, not anything less than a human eye. As a survivalist, and especially have his own bunker at home, Sam Altman suddenly have this vigilant. He realized this could be potentially dangerous. Not long after that, he heard one of the biggest news is Google decide to acquire DeepMind, the most advanced AI company at the moment. When the time back to when Sam hiking, the similar story paralleled with Elon Musk. On that day, SpaceX have a very important guest. His name is Hassabis, the CEO and the founder of DeepMind. Elon Musk is described to him the reason why he created SpaceX because one day, who knows, nuclear war or some very fatal diseases may kill human beings forever. So we need a backup. And at that time, DeepMind CEO reminded Elon Musk that there could be one more threat to human fate, which is artificial intelligence. That suddenly rang the bell for Elon Musk. And soon enough, when he went to a bar with Larry Page, the Google founder, he mentioned about the whole conversation he had today with this important guest. Even they have this very hard-touching conversation, but their opinion about AI are drastically different. And the true conflict actually happened in Elon Musk's birthday. The whole birthday was set up in Napa Valley, an hour drive distant from the Bay Area. In front of all the guests, they have a furious discussions about AI threatening humans. This is what he described in the book of Elon Musk's new autobiography. When Musk started worrying about what if someday AI have their own conscience and they surpass human and they utilize human, Page pushed him back, said, "What would it matter?" he asked. "If machines someday surpass human intelligence, even consciousness, it would be simply be the next stage of evolution." But Elon Musk disagreed with him, said, "Dude, I don't care. I want human to be the center of our planet. We don't want to be extincted." And of course, Larry Page called him a specialist, someone who only favor their own species. And Elon Musk said, "I don't care, man. I freaking love humanity." Not long after that, when Elon Musk still having a big celebration and party in some random house in Los Angeles, he suddenly received a phone call that Google is closing the deal with acquisition DeepMind. Suddenly, he's getting nervous and went to upstairs immediately to find a quiet space, have a private phone call with Hassabis, the CEO of DeepMind. The whole conversation remained for 3 hours. However, he wasn't being able to stop the acquisitions. When there is no time to wait, he suddenly received another entrepreneur's text saying, "Let's have a dinner." And this is our another main character, Sam Altman. In the dinner, Elon Musk shared his story about DeepMind acquisition and his conversation with Larry Page, they suddenly realized it's time to do something. So Sam Altman said, why don't we just create a non-profit AI company? In the end, they have a common imagination. We need to create an open source AI algorithm that everybody can use, just like Python or Linux. So when everybody have this technology and invent their own AI, maybe we can balance out these dominations. And Elon Musk even mentioned that maybe we can use Tesla's data to help AI align their attention to humans, because it record a lot of data how humans deal with in emergency situations. And within that dinner, Elon Musk also said, maybe if we can use, let's say, Twitter's data, that can even help AI even more. And when he mentioned that, that was 2014. In the end, they nailed the plan together and decide to distribute the work differently. And Elon Musk said, because it's open source, and let's call it OpenAI. And the job distribution is very simple. Elon Musk's goal is raising funds, because AI is not just any other tech company. They need a lot of money and calculation power. He dragged Reid Hoffman, the LinkedIn creator, and Peter Thiel, the first ever outside investor for Facebook. And he also funded the CEO of NVIDIA to provide some hardware for the companies. On Sam's side, his job is raising talent and fund researcher within AI field. First, he convinced Stripe CTO Greg to join the company and become the lead CEO to organize the whole thing. And he also cold emailed Ilya Sutskever, the student of Jeffrey Hinton, to join the company to become the tech lead. Everything come together in a secret dinner at the most expensive hotel in the whole Bay Area. The final result is clear. Elon Musk, Reid Hoffman, and Peter Thiel will provide about $1 billion starting fund. And Ilya Sutskever will left Google and only accept about 1/3 of his original pay, $1.9 million, to become the tech lead of the whole company. Greg will become the CEO and become the main person who recruit more and more people to make OpenAI happen. And the Sam Altman will remain in the board seat. When Larry Page received the news that Elon Musk recruit Ilya, he's actually very mad, because Ilya is such important figure within Google. After that, they no longer spoke a word with each other. And of course, they never went to party together anymore. The first problem they have ever conquered is actually about recruitment. Just like they imagined, all the top talent of AI is actually get manipulated by all the big company, Meta, Google, Microsoft, etc. And because all the employees in those big companies heard about OpenAI is starting this dream team, they decide to double amount pay of all their talents within AI departments. When Greg is reaching out to those talents, no one is even willing to pick up the phone. The turning point happened when Greg is reaching out to one of the father of AI, PhD Bengio. He's the only early stage AI researcher that didn't leave academia and went to industry for a high paid job. And his stand is very neutral. And he provides Greg a long list, about 10 what he thinks the best researcher among the field. And because his relation, all of them start reply back to Greg and having a conversation. Should we join OpenAI? I want to leave a bookmark on Bengio because in the end of the story, something drastic happened. In Silicon Valley, there's a saying, if you cannot make the deal in Starbucks, you will have to make the deal at Napa Valley, the place that Elon Musk have their birthday. So Greg invited his top 10 researchers to Napa Valley for a weekend, either because of wine or the close environment. In the end, the result is 9 out of 10 this top talent decide to join OpenAI. Official competition started. While this dream team seems perfect, but there is a lot of problems. First, from the early worker of OpenAI, they report that all of the people that sitting around them is actually top talents in different field of AI. It's difficult to find one single project to join forces of these top talents. Second problem is, all in all, OpenAI is still in the starting stage. Their resources is not as good as Google. For example, the researchers at Google have a free unlimited calculation power, free data that was provided by Google search engines, and of course, unlimited money. Only Google Brain AI research department, they will spend about $6 billion within a year. The worst of all is OpenAI, because the limited fund, everyone who working there literally getting paid about quarter of what they original having. And even their calculation power, they have to purchase from their competitor Google in order to sustain their research purpose. And the result, as you can imagine, in 2016, when OpenAI just getting a little bit popular within the field, published their AI Gym, Google published AlphaGo, winning a human player that causes shock of the world. 2017, OpenAI just have a little bit improvement on AI gaming. They win a human player. Google published transformer structure for AI, which is the base algorithm for all large language model, and even GPT was built upon it. 2018, finally, OpenAI published GPT-1. Within the same year, Google published their own chatbots, BART, 4 times larger training data, and smashed OpenAI GPT-1. At that moment, no matter what they do, they're always a step short than Google. And they piss off Elon Musk, who paying the most money. He suggests, may as well I take over, I become CEO, and I guarantee everything will straighten up. However, OpenAI's board reject his suggestions. And at the moment, it's not difficult to understand why. Because at 2018, if you remember, Tesla had the production hell. Every day, Elon Musk have to sleep in the factory of Tesla. All the news about Elon Musk is how much money he's shorting because underperformance. After his suggestion get rejected, he even left OpenAI with his fund. At that moment, is the darkest day of OpenAI. All the fund that Elon Musk was invested was left, while they are costing about $500 million a day to doing their daily research. About half of their talent also left, back to the tech giants and doing their old job like before. The most devastating is within the company, no one can see the future because every step they done, they are slack behind. At this crucial moment, Sam Altman stand out and they take the lead of OpenAI. He even resigned as a YC combinator to focus on these non-profit companies. His idea is simple. If we don't get practical, there's no dream can be achieved. If OpenAI just died right here, Google just gonna dominate the whole world. So what he do is, in a simpler term, he create a new arm of for-profit for the company so they can receive fund and then pay employee better, so they have a better working conditions. And he also established the rule because this weird combination of not-profits and for-profit. He said, if you're in for the profit, you cannot vote for the future of the company. If you're in for the dream of the company, you don't get no pay of the money to balance this moral and the profits. And what is his decision is he received 0 share of the company in order in the crucial moment he have that 1 vote. And that decision saved OpenAI from bankrupt. And it even attract lots of very great venture capitalists and partners. One of the famous one is Microsoft. The current Microsoft CEO, Nadella, actually paid a lot of attention in AI since he became the president of the whole company. When he see the opportunity, he decided to go all in to invest and collaborate with OpenAI. However, when he made this decision, there's a lot of friction he was facing. One of the most biggest friction is from the founder, Bill Gates. Even then, most report about Bill Gates is about he cared about climate change, he cared about poverty and charities. But 20% of his time every day is actually operating within Microsoft. When they start having the collaboration contract, Bill Gates even personally viewed the contract himself. And his comment is, I don't like this. I don't see no benefit from Microsoft. Now we look back, Bill Gates was wrong, but his decision is not baseless. At 2019, we have a very bad economy, and not lots of money is floating around, include Microsoft. They have a very low cash reserve. Within the same time, they also facing a loss of layout because overstaff. Pull out $1 billion or even $10 billion to support a new startup company sounds ridiculous. But Nadella still choose to collaborate with them because he actually have the decision right, but not Bill Gates. Now look back, this deal is actually a win-win situation for both companies. On the Microsoft side, first, they initially gave $1 billion to OpenAI, however, not in pure cash form. They only provide $1 billion worth of cloud computing to OpenAI. Basically, they didn't pay any money and they let them use this cloud computing for free. And the second benefit for Microsoft is they actually backstab Google. They has been competing with cloud calculation for years, but Google always have ahead than Microsoft. By switching OpenAI, they receive about $500 million every year for the new revenue within these services. Third, it overall integrate and make all their product better. They have the GPT API so they can cooperate with their own search engine, PowerPoints, etc. And at that moment, even Bill Gates receiving interview, he's proudly announced how his initial encounter with the OpenAI original staff and how great the investment was. And on the OpenAI, because it's support of cash and calculation power, they will be able to make GPT 3 and 4 possible. Without support of Microsoft, this product will become the mission of impossible. But because this deal, it causes lots of people's criticism. They think that, first, I thought your vision is open source. Where's the open source part? Second, you receiving fund, okay, we no longer have an AI dominant by Google, now we have an AI dominant by Microsoft. But the reality is, Sam Altman is actually facing a choice. Use an example for you to choose. Imagine you back to 1995 and you're the person who has the technology of internet. Would you choose to put it out there so public have access to internet? However, there may be a safety issue, for example, dark web or people selling drugs or making gain through your inventions. Or you decide to gatekeep this technology until 2025. So when it's more safe, you can make the public have usage of it. But before that, it's all about corporate using internet. What would you choose? Sam Altman's decision is the first one. He decided to publish this early stage technology without too many safety guards, but general public can use this technology, not only the big corporate. And this controversial decision also causes the earthquake within AI field. When GPT-4 published, there is even a letter within the field calling stop research AI that is more advanced than GPT-4 until we have a good enough safety code. The lead person who signed on the paper is three persons. First, Jeffrey Hinton, the man inspired Sam Altman. Second, Elon Musk, the old-time teammate. Third, PhD Bengio, the man who gave the secret sauce to OpenAI. And the concern not just stopped there. It even causes a White House meeting among all the big giants and special guest, OpenAI Sam Altman, to talk about safety in a governmental level. That decision even linger on till today. He get fired and rehired because the aggressiveness he had within technologies. In the beginning, they create a company because they have no trust for Google and Larry Page. But nowadays, even the original member, Elon Musk, have no trust of Sam Altman. He even comments in the newest interview, said, They should change their name from OpenAI to Super Close for Max Profit AI. That would be more suitable. That actually make Sam Altman very vulnerable. And this is what he said in an interview.
I saw this video of Elon a long time ago talking about SpaceX, and a lot of early pioneers in space were really bashing. He was visibly very hurt by that and said, those guys are heroes of mine, and I sucks, and I wish they would see how hard we're trying.
I was very sad to see that because those guys are, those guys are heroes of mine, so it's really tough. I wish they would come and visit and see the hardware that we're doing here. And I think that would change their mind.
And to see them casting stones in your direction.
It's difficult.
I definitely grew up with Elon as a hero of mine. Despite him being a jerk on Twitter or whatever, I'm happy he exists in the world. But I wish he would do more to look at the hard work we're doing to get this stuff right.
In the end, I want to sum up the situation. Lots of people paint Sam Altman as the new Silicon Valley legendary stories. He's a new hero, just like Steve Jobs and Elon Musk. But I want to say he is just the face of OpenAI at the management level. He is important, but more importantly, the achievement of OpenAI actually rely on those top, pure spirit scientists who are willing to accept almost very low money, work countless hours just to contribute for this open source idea for the humanities. And the benefit of OpenAI also contribute by Google. They open source their transformer structure that make OpenAI possible, while they know there's a harsh competition out there. This is a story of OpenAI, and this is even more of story of our human natures. Throughout the story, you can see a mixture of greedy, power struggle, moral, science, and dream. We will see how our future and the AGI turn out that was designed under this complex species, human being. That's all for today's video. My name is Paul. I really hope you learned something today. I'll see you next time. Bye.